All right, for today's video review, we're going to be taking a look at another BeastBox toy, which, if you're unfamiliar, BeastBox is a toy line by the company 52 Toys. That's basically just a bunch of animals that transform into little cubes. Not at all affiliated with Transformers, just an independent toy company that makes little transforming toys. Last time I took a look at Demon Dart, and this time around I'm taking a look at BB-28 Reaper, which is another one which turns into a different animal that we'll get into in a bit. If you have multiple of these guys, like I showed off last time, the cases can lock together either on the sides or clip together on the top, which is, I like that. It's a lot more satisfying. So you can kind of create like a whole wall of BeastBox toys if you have a lot of these guys. In terms of opening up the case, you just open it up like that. You can slide out your little cube here, which, the cubes are basically just little storage modes that all the different animals kind of transform into. It's basically just like kind of a puzzle forming little toy line where they have a bunch of wacky shapes in the animals that all turn into this little uniform cube, which I think is a pretty fun concept. For comparisons, just like I showed off last time, here it is with Sideswipe and JunkBot Jack Static, just so you can see for kind of standard size comparisons there with some other toy lines. You can pull out Demon Dart here from his case, so you can see the two of them together in their little cube modes. Not a whole lot to show off here, just, different folded up animals. But yeah, to get into transformation, this one works quite a lot differently than the previous one does. First thing you want to do is on the bottom here, you want to take this this green plate here and just unpeg that. It'll bring these sections up with it. Take this little orange, clear plastic orange corner here and just fold that down. Then from the top here, you want to take this section, get your finger in there and fold that up, and then fold these kind of at an angle right there. I like this guy because he transforms very like diagonally, whereas, Demon Dart is like, okay, this is facing forward, or, it's like he works on this plane kind of, whereas this one facing forward in the animal mode is like this, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, you can just take this whole section here, and it untabs from these little green panels on the side here, and we just want to rotate that down. You can start to see what's happening here. Take these little antennae and just pull them out there. And then untab these sections from these bits right here, so we can rotate these down. Then rotate these out to the side. Take this whole section, rotate it up like that. Rotate that down so it sits flat like that. Then with these little orange panels, they're on these double hinges here, and this isn't like totally necessary. It just kind of moves stuff around for his animal mode, so it kind of sits on his back in a different way, but they kind of just double hinge up past that orange piece and sit like that. Not necessary, but kind of cool. And then for these sections here, that'll become his little praying mantis arms. Yes, he's a praying mantis. Spoiler alert. You just unfold the section there and then just unfold the arm like that. Then the head is on a little slider here, which you just want to slide up like that until it gets to its access point, and then you can bring it up and then close this panel back where the head was. And then for the legs here, you just want to rotate them out like that. Double hinge them each down, or I guess triple hinge really. And then you can get him standing up. And then last but not least, in the back here, you just want to take these orange sections, untab them, and then on little rotation swivels right here, you can swing out the ends of his little praying mantis wings. And there you have Reaper in his robot mode, his little praying mantis mode. And yeah, he's really cool. I like him a lot. He's got a bit more articulation than this one did, because I mean, he's just a lankier bug. They're not all bugs. I just have two bug ones because those are the ones that people got me, and they were probably the top two on my list, to be honest, because I don't know, I feel like the bug ones are probably my favorites, but they have all sorts of things. There's like a rhino, a hippo, there's several gorillas, I think. There's like a Godzilla one. That one looks pretty cool. There's dragons, crabs. Really, anything, sharks, whales. There's lots of different stuff, but I just the two that I have just happen to be buggy ones. But in terms of articulation, the head here is on a ball joint, so it can rotate around like that, and then can also kind of rotate up and down on that swivel that turned into the slider. It's got a little waist, I guess, joint here between the abdomen and thorax. I don't know bug parts, but he's got a swivel right there. The arms are also on ball joints, so they can kind of rotate around, and they get a little bit of, like bicep swivel, sort of, just based on, the size of the ball and the size of the cup there. But some expressive movement there. And then obviously the hinges right here, hinge here, and the hinge here to fold up. And then this little orange piece can kind of like hinge back and forth too. You can kind of put it however you like it. I usually just leave it flush with this green piece, but whatever works. And then for each of the legs here, they're each on these swivels back and forth. Then a hinge right here, a I guess thigh swivel right here, and a hinge at the knee right there, and then a reverse hinge at the knee right there, the other knee. So lots of movement there. Then the wings can, this little panel can kind of rotate up out of the way. The wings just hinge out like this, and then the wing tips can swivel a little bit. On this side, it wasn't always like this, but it's gotten really loose where it doesn't want to stay like open like that. It just kind of like droops down. Kind of sucks. Like sometimes I can get it like that, but I don't know. Probably wouldn't be the hardest thing in the world to tighten, but since it's clear plastic, I don't really want to put too much stuff in there because it might mess with it. But, not the end of the world, just a little bit annoying. And then his antennas here are just like soft rubbery plastic, so you can't really pose them, but they do sort of move around. And he's really cool. I like how he's able to actually stand on all four of his legs like that. For comparisons, here he is again with Demon Dart, who you can see, like, though he looks much bigger than he does, just because of the kind of bug that they are, like, they're using the same amount of plastic. Like you saw, they were the same size and shape in their little cube mode. So it's really cool to just see, like, how versatile these toys can be when they all turn into relatively the same size and shape, but then can be these completely different animals that you can, by looking at them, they like don't really look like they're made out of like cube parts, which I think is pretty cool. Here he is again with a deluxe transformer and a junk bot, just for some other standard size comparisons. And then, just like I showed off last time, this is not related in any way, but another toy from an independent company that I got for Christmas is the little grave frog model kit. I think he looks really cool with them, just because the bug ones in particular seem like they jive really well with a little like sci-fi frog dude. I don't know. I just think it's a cool look for like a little, headcanon, because that's kind of the fun of like, independent toy lines that don't have any sort of like established fiction or anything, is you can kind of play with them however you want and write your own sort of little stories for them. And that's just, how I like to display them, is with him. But he's a pretty cool one. Like structurally, I think he feels a little bit less solid than this one. Part of that is just because, he turns into a much lankier bug. So like I could definitely see like snapping these legs if you rotate them the wrong way. And he actually does have a part that feels kind of loose. He doesn't have like any gold plastic, which is what I was worried about with him, but a lot of the clear plastic, it's not it's not a type of plastic that has longevity written all over it. Let's put it that way. So it's maybe a little bit concerning, but if you're careful with it, it shouldn't be too big a deal. You can get a close up on his head there with his little compound eyes, which is like a separate. Is it a separate piece? No, I think it's just molded with the compound eyes on the inside of these domes. But either way, with the clear plastic, that looks really cool. But not a ton else to say about these guys. I'll probably get more of these in the future at some point. But for now, these are the only two that I have. Oh, he's also got a hinge here just from transformation, if I didn't mention that before. And this section here at the back can hinge up and down too. So, you can get a few more poses out with that. I do like that he's a bit more posable than the rhinoceros beetle was, but like, how much more posable do you need a rhinoceros beetle to be, really? But either way, that's me checking out these guys for now. But yeah, they're pretty cool. If you enjoy my videos, make sure to leave a like and consider subscribing. I do reviews every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And without further ado, here we have BeastBox BB-28 Reaper.